Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me. Hi, I'm Rachel, and I am here with my... What?
You're talking, so I'm watching
I thought
you
you giggled at me. I'm self-conscious about my voice right now, so I was projecting that onto you. I am here with my gorgeous, amazing, beautiful girlfriend, Miss Abigail.
Yay! Claps.
Yay!
I want there to be like a little applause after, like, ah, yay!
Okay, hold on. Miss Abigail.
Yay!
I'll add it in post.
Okay.
This has been long overdue. Things kept coming up, but she's finally here, and the anticipation is over. Hopefully, it's worth the hype.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I just like to keep you waiting.
Yeah, that's make them wait.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to have you
And you
immediately.
appreciate it more when you do see me.
Exactly. There was a comment last episode with Joy saying they couldn't wait for you.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
they love you. Yay. If you missed it, because it's been a minute, I got really sick and lost my voice. I feel a lot better. I've had like 2 cough attacks today and that's it. I feel great, but I sound like I've just woken up and I can't get rid of it. I could talk like this and then it kind of goes away if I talk in a high-pitched whisper. But if I'm
as soon as you go those lower octaves, it goes.
Yeah, and it was a bad couple of days. I couldn't talk and it wasn't fun. But the second I felt better, I said, great, let's do a podcast where I talk for 45 minutes straight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the whole thing because my voice hurts, but we'll see what happens. All right. Hi, baby. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, good.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm glad. We have dog of the day, which is little dog,
Yes.
Abby's dog. Blaze is in the backyard playing with his best friend, Jeter. Usually he's the dog of the day, but Joy's at the house and Jeter's at the house, and it's going to rain soon, so we're letting them play now. Okay. I have a new structure to this podcast. So first, I'm going to have 4 different segments. 3 different segments? We'll figure it out. The first segment is a follow-up. If I need to follow up on anything from the last episode, okay? Because sometimes I misspeak. Sometimes people correct me.
Right.
I'm not perfect. So I'd like to do a follow-up. Then the second is we have a question of the day.
Okay.
So I'm going to need people to leave their questions, either DM them to me on Instagram or leave them in the comments below on YouTube. I need a question. So every episode I'm going to answer a question. And then the third segment is we're going to talk about what pisses me off that week. I'm bringing it back to my roots.
Oh, do you want to bring in the...
I read 20,
bring in the book?
I read 20 chapters of that book.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just 20 pages.
Yeah.
20 blurbs of that book on the last episode. But
each page is a chapter?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a coffee table. It's a coffee table book. It's just open it up and you can just start reading.
Yeah.
And then the fourth segment, but it's not going to be from the book. It's just going to be what pisses me off in that moment, in that day.
Yeah.
And then the fourth segment is what I actually have planned during that day. Like for that episode.
There's 4 segments per episode?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So
the first one I was going to say, a lot of people call that like a corrections corner.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's if you've said something in the past episodes that people are like, hey, that's not right, or oh, I realized I misspoke, then you can say, okay, follow up, corrections corner, this, and that.
Oh, that's smart. Because I don't know if it's, this one's hold on, what was it for today? I have to see what I had today. Oh, see, this isn't a correction. This was just, I wanted to follow up on my argument.
Okay. That's a whole other
thing. So I do like corrections corner if that needs to happen, or it'll be a follow-up flim floor.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great.
Okay. So last episode, I was reading my book, and one of the things in my book is what pisses me. I was very angry back in the day. I'm not so angry anymore.
Right.
But I still hold a lot of the same viewpoints. I'm just not as angry about it.
Yeah.
But one thing was that I can't stand, or I couldn't stand, when people would wake up and the first thing they do is not brush their teeth. Like they'll do their morning.
Oh, I do that sometimes.
I know you do that. I love you so much.
I do that solely because I'm lazy.
Okay, that's a fine reasoning. So,
because I'm thinking I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not going to be like spending any time with anyone.
Except me.
Except sometimes Rachel is around, but most of the time in the mornings you're not even around.
No. So for me, I wake up and the first thing I do is take out my retainer and brush my teeth.
Yeah, as you should. As everyone should do that.
And it's because I can't stand it. And then I go take the dogs out to pee, and then I make my coffee and I make my breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the time after I'm done with my coffee, I brush my teeth again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So I was saying in my book that this pissed me off that people walk around with morning breath.
Right.
It stresses me out.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I don't care as much anymore. And then someone commented and said, I'm sorry, Rachel, I can't agree with brushing your teeth before coffee and breakfast. Then they had the crying face emoji. It doesn't make sense. The flavor of toothpaste completely wraps the flavor of coffee and food. And if you're going to eat right after brushing, it defeats the purpose of brushing. I'd much rather brush when I know I won't be eating and drinking for a while. So my thing is this. After I brush my teeth, within 2 minutes, I don't have that minty flavor in my mouth anymore.
It's not like immediately after you brush your teeth and then immediately you run to go get coffee.
Yeah.
Doesn't coffee take a while? I don't drink a lot of coffee, but you have to put the grounds in the filter and then pour your water, and then you got to wait for it to brew and then drip down, and then you got to wait for it to cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I brush my teeth, and then within 10 minutes, I have coffee.
I'm curious if that person lives alone.
Me too.
Because if it's just you.
Well, also I've
save yourself some time.
If for some strange reason, like if we're in a hotel or an Airbnb and there's people in the bathroom and I can't go brush my teeth, and so I have to go downstairs and I'll have coffee first, I will forget to brush my teeth.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Sometimes you just realize.
And that's bad.
Midway through the day.
Yeah. I feel like there has been times I haven't smelled it on you, but you've been like, I don't think I've brushed my teeth today.
Yep, and that's definitely happened.
Because I feel like if you don't have the routine, you'll forget because you've eaten, your mouth tastes like food, and that's just a normal thing.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I got to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Because you have that very just like stale taste in your mouth.
It's a very distinct flavor.
Yeah. But then if you go do one other thing, somehow that sort of, it goes away.
Yeah.
And then you can't forget. So yeah, if you're that, I would just say always brush your teeth in the morning if you can.
Yeah.
Like right away. That way there are no
And if you're having such
accidents.
Accidents. And if you're having such a strong flavor of mint in your mouth 10 minutes after brushing your teeth, I think that you're skipping the step of rinsing your mouth after you're done brushing it. Are you
just holding the toothpaste in your mouth for another 20 minutes?
You have to rinse it. And then after you're done eating or drinking coffee or whatever, you can wait a beat and then brush your teeth again if you need to.
What a thing to be so passionate about.
Me?
No, this person that decided to write to you, like they sat down on their computer and they wrote 2 to 3 sentences.
They were disagreeing
about how they disagree with you. And it's like, okay, well, also we're talking about brushing your teeth. And I don't think it really matters that much what you think or what this person does.
Well, I cared about it so much I wrote about it in a book.
You're right.
But
you were also very sad back then.
I was. And
so that could be just telling of that person too. They're like, I have nothing great going on in my life. I'm clearly single because no one around me will ever smell my morning breath. So I'm just pissed all around.
Yeah.
Sorry to that person, but
yeah. So
that was a reflections corner. What was that?
No, it was a
follow-up corner.
Follow-up floopsy doopsy. I don't know. I need a phrase.
Yeah.
Follow-up floor. Follow-up.
What's wrong with follow-up corner? Because they're not like, you want 2 Fs?
Yeah.
Follow-up.
Like corrections corner was 2 Cs.
Yeah. So it flows nicely. I don't know. Follow-up.
Name it. Please, down below, name the follow-up segment. What is it called? Okay. And then we're supposed to have questions next, but I don't have any questions because I forgot to ask them. So instead,
you ask the internet questions and then you answer them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question of the day, that they can ask whatever question they want and I'll decide if I want to answer it. And then next is, so we're going to do what pisses me off instead of a question that pisses me off.
Okay.
If you have anything that pisses you off this week, you're more than welcome.
Oh, I don't know. A lot of things piss me off.
I'll start with mine so you can get the feeling.
The vibe. Yeah. Okay.
So, you know what pisses me off? You're supposed to say what, Rachel?
What, Rachel?
Thank you.
What, babe?
When people consistently spell my name wrong.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about too.
This has happened to me. Normally, if someone does it once, I don't care. But when I'm about to go spell someone's name and I'm not certain of how it's spelled, I hop right over to Instagram and I double check it. And I feel like you've dealt with this a lot because you have a name that could be spelled 17 different ways.
Yes, and I just got used to the fact that people will always spell it wrong.
Yes.
Because people don't take that extra step to find out.
I think it's like I would be embarrassed to spell a name wrong.
Embarrassed.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, the first time you meet somebody, it might be just, you didn't know they spell their name. And then as soon as you find out, you do it, you spell it correctly. But if you consistently spell it wrong, or it's something it's a person that you could have easily gone and found out.
Like, we're friends on Instagram.
Right. You can go find out how to spell their name. Because that really is, I feel like to that person, it's very important.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that they spelled your name right.
Because I've known there are some people who just don't care. I normally don't care. But there was just one person that and it's because...
It will not be named.
It will not be named. But I had just looked up how to spell their name for a thing.
Yes.
And then, because I was like, oh, okay, I know it can be spelled 2 different ways. So I went and looked it up. And then they texted me and spelled my name wrong. And I kind of giggled. I was like, whatever, I don't care. And then they did it again. And I was like, okay. I think it's the thing where it's like, I put in the effort. You should also put in the effort.
I can only think of a handful of people, not even a handful. I can think of 2 people, but maybe 3 people that do that. And they're all men.
Yes. I guess it's because they don't want to take the extra effort.
I don't want to go that way, but at the same time, I think it's just, I'm also, I have like a belief that just most men don't know how to spell.
I believe this.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's like their brains compute information and there's just a part of their brain that's missing. There's a link missing between phonetics. But
I think
it happens so often where grown men do not know how to spell.
I think it's they don't care.
Were they like not paying attention?
I think it's the embarrassment factor. Where
they don't want to be embarrassed, so they don't.
Well, ask. I was going to say they don't. That is true. They don't want to be embarrassed while learning, so they don't ask. And now they're adults. They're like, I don't care. Like I don't know a single woman that they don't care
that will actively and consistently spell things wrong.
And it's because
they try.
But I think because we get more embarrassed easily, I think we always want to be taken seriously, and so I think that the guys that we know that don't spell correctly, they have such a I don't give a fuck personality. But we know deep down
it's like a joke. They're like, oh yeah, I just do that. That's like my quirk.
Yeah,
like, it's not a quirk, girls, dude.
I don't get how people are spelling wrong on text because it autocorrects all your shit. So
that is that just reminded me of a thing that pisses me off.
What?
I think I've mentioned before. I don't know if it was to you or somebody else, but on like TikTok and stuff, when I'm reading comments, I'll see people spell. Oh, what is it? It's. I'm gonna have to think about it. It's a. What is it called when you blend 2 words together? Like have not, you do haven't.
Compound? Compound word? Yeah.
No, compound is
contraction.
A compound word is.
I can look it up.
Airplane, microwave. Those are compound words. So
contraction.
A contraction.
It's a contraction.
Haven't. Shouldn't.
It's a contraction. We're right.
Oh! I found it.
In your brain.
So it's supposed to be a contraction. So should've, which is SHOULD apostrophe VE, which is supposed to be should have mixed as a contraction is should've. People will they'll write out SHOULD should of OF. You should have known that, or you should have read that right. You should have spelled that right.
It's because they hear should have and they don't realize
that's not the English language. That's not how the English language works. You don't say should have.
I know.
Should have is not a thing.
They hear should have. They hear the contraction and they think they're hearing should have.
Yeah, that's stupid. Have you not seen that contraction spelled out before? You've seen haven't. You've seen should've. You've seen could've spelled out as the contraction with the apostrophe VE at the end.
Could have.
Why are you saying
Could've.
should've? What
It's-
is that? That pisses me off. I think that is just so stupid.
I'm sorry.
It's just dumb.
I'm sorry. That is just people it's lazy.
No, I think people just genuinely don't know.
Yeah, they're lazy so they don't look it up. Also, I was going to go back to why men don't spell better. Wow, me grammar no good. So I probably have
Spell
said
better.
should have. I was going to say, are men more likely to have dyslexia?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to figure out a reasoning why this is.
Dyslexia though is mixing up words and numbers, right?
No, it's
Or
if
mixing
you're
up.
dyslexic, it makes it harder to read and write because you see objects. From the form I know is that you see a letter in a 3D form.
Oh yes.
So that's why
yes.
B's and D's get mixed up and
because
stuff.
you see it is in like
As
a
a
whole
whole,
circle. Yeah, 3D
and
letter.
so it is hard to like everything's kind of like you don't see just that. It's moving all around basically. You see the
Yeah.
whole form of it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to. So I'm thinking maybe that's a thing and they just weren't diagnosed ever.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're making a lot of general statements.
We are.
So don't come for us. Don't be upset. It's fine. We don't matter. that
We're just
much.
talking about our observations
Don't get up in
within our
arms.
tiny little world that we live.
Yeah, just postulating things.
That's a big word.
Thank you.
I don't know what it means.
Like hypothesizing, just like coming up with different ideas and
What did you say?
postulating.
Postulating?
Don't ask me how to spell it. I could probably figure it out, but I would need some time.
That is.
I
is
think
a giant
postulating
word.
means bringing up questions. Look up the definition of postulating.
Now you want me to
Just
spell it?
if you can spell it somehow a little bit right, it'll pick it up for you.
Define postulating.
Raising a question.
Oh my God. I spelled it right.
Good job, babe.
Oh, Cold star for me. Oh, that was a terrible high five. There we go. Suggest or assume the existence, fact, or truth of something
Right. That's what we're doing.
as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or belief.
So men, we're wondering if men are just dyslexic more than women. That's just postulating
And
that.
we're wondering why the men that we know, or why do we know more men who are willing to misspell than women? And also, how are you misspelling so often while texting when it has autocorrect?
That is a great
This
fucking
is,
question.
This is a topic of discussion that we should.
I'm still heated about the should've. I'm
I'm
still
so
thinking about that.
See, the problem with what pisses me off segment is it'll get you heated.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm gonna do
Okay.
because I don't want to be in this
It's-
emotional state thinking
this-
about the idiocy of the human race. Sometimes it really bothers
feeling?
me.
I used to feel like this all the time back in the day.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
23
That sounds like a
to
bitter woman.
27. I was bitter.
That sounds like a woman that needs to get laid
Correctly.
correctly.
Not just get laid correctly.
You're welcome.
Thank you, baby. And then I do have one more thing that pisses me off. I just saw this right before we started filming. The 99-cent store is closing all 371 locations. And they say it's due to inflation pressure. It was a big word. I made it a different word so that I could say it. Due to inflation. I'm pissed.
You don't like that store anymore because
Well-
nothing's 99 cents.
Because they ruined it. They messed it up.
They can't handle the inflation.
They did
clearly.
it to themselves.
So they were trying to keep up with inflation and they still can't.
Well-
Okay, take notes from the Dollar Tree.
They're still going strong. It's the big CEOs are probably waking. They don't want to take a pay cut, so they'd rather close down the store.
Sure.
It's the big guys at the top. If they all took a pay cut, we'd be fine. But they refuse.
Is that how it works?
That's usually
The
how it
trickle
works.
down effect.
It doesn't ever work.
These are all postulations.
Well, I know the trickle down effect doesn't work. That's just politics.
Right.
That's econ, baby.
I know nothing. I'm going to be silent because I don't know a single damn thing about
Ooh,
econ.
I love econ, especially micro econ. Oh, I love that.
Ooh,
I love it so much.
The smaller, the worse.
In this, I say smaller's better.
Oh, God.
All right. Before we move into the actual hunk of the day, let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor. Home Chef. Home Chef is our sponsor for today. You know, I'm not the biggest cook, and that's why I love meal kits. Being able to feast on delicious meals without long prep and cook times, and that is why I'm shouting out Home Chef. Home Chef's meals are effortless, even for someone like me who isn't making it on Top Chef anytime soon. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients and easy instructions, speedy recipes ready in less than 30 minutes, oven-ready kits with pre-chopped ingredients, or quick microwave meals that assemble in minutes, Home Chef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without the hassle. There's over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. And you know I'm picky, and I think that they're great. Not only is it convenient, but it's economical too. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals, plus free shipping on your first box and free dessert for life at homechef.com/Rachel. That's homechef.com/Rachel for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/Rachel. You must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. ZocDoc. ZocDoc is our sponsor for today. Are you that type of person that knows how to treat themselves? Nothing too intense, but when you're getting a pedicure, yeah, you'll opt in for the extra 10-minute foot massage with green tea infused lotion because you deserve it. Or you do Economy Plus because you need that extra legroom on that plane because you deserve it. And you treat yourself to the top options with everything in life, then why would you settle when you're finding a doctor? It is your health after all. Enter ZocDoc, the place where you find and book tens of thousands of top-tier doctors, all verified patient-reviewed. Don't settle. Go for the best and find the right doctor for you because you deserve it. We all deserve it. And with ZocDoc, you got more options than you know. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. The typical wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is just between 24 to 72 hours. That's it. And you can even score some same-day appointments. So if you want to check it out, go to ZocDoc.com/Rachel and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Rachel. ZocDoc.com/Rachel. Hey. Oh. That was a good burp. Do you want me to cut it or keep it?
We'll see when you play it back if it was good enough.
Oh, all right. Hi, welcome back. All right. So here's the thing. I had people send in assumptions. I had Joy answer some of them, and then I kept some for you. But I'm gonna have some of these she answered, but I want to hear your answer.
Okay.
And then the other ones, she didn't answer at all. Because I left them for you.
Okay. Don't tell me which ones are which. Just
okay.
Start reading them.
But I want to say this, there are some of them. Last month, I looked at Abby and I said, you know what's we don't do this, but what would be really a hilarious way to insult people is to be like, you look like you eat a lot of cheese.
Oh, yes.
So,
I love these.
Oh, God. I'm going to die.
Get that phlegm out.
I got it. So we started talking to her dad about it because we were back east when I came up with this. And it was like, you look like you slept in a trundle bed as a kid. Like,
did he say that one?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Insults that aren't insults. So like people, if you just say that and walk away, people are going to be like, what the hell does that mean? Like, why do I look like I slept in a trundle bed? Like, it just makes you insecure for no fucking reason. And then so if people call you out on it, be like, no. You could spin it. You could be like, oh no, it looks like you're really happy. You look like you had a fun childhood. And like, to me, that was like sleeping on a trundle bed. Like, you can defend it.
That's so manipulative.
It's so manipulative. This is why we don't do it. But we were just like, I randomly thought about it. And then we were just coming up with the funniest ones we could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have done it to me here. So we're going to get to a few where that I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And then but I'm not insulted by it because my brain clicked to, oh, they're doing that. It's a mean girl thing. It's a mean girl thing to do this. Like, you look like you don't wear thongs. Like, it's just like, you look like you were an only child.
You're a prude is what that means.
Yeah. You look like you hung out with your parents a lot. Like, it's shit like that. Where it fucks with the person, but it's not actually an insult.
It's not outright mean.
No.
But it's got the undertones.
Yes. So those are at the end, but we're going to read just like the normal assumptions for now.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. One person says, I assume that you're a top. You're answering these.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. but I would say we are switches.
Yes.
So yes, you are a top. You're also a bottom.
I'm a switch. Yes.
So
I very much enjoy being a top.
that was a correct assumption, but only half correct.
Yes.
You're missing part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fine assumption. Maybe even because maybe the way I present myself or how you present yourself, people think that. I don't know if it's just because of who you are or it's like paired with me that people assume that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm not like super girly.
No, I wouldn't look at you and think that you're a bottom.
Yeah. I've also been gay longer than you. So.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Why are we throwing shade at me and my gayness?
You look like you haven't been gay as long as me.
I look like I haven't been as gay as long as you. I think the entire world would disagree with that.
Probably.
Yeah, I think being a top is so much fun, and then being a bottom is so pleasurable.
Yeah, well, both are both are pleasurable when it's done right. I think for me, a lot of times when I hear the title top, it's specifically you're only that.
Yeah,
which I just really can't get behind. I know that I can't get behind it for myself or anybody that I would ever be with. I wouldn't ever be interested in being with someone that's only a top or only a bottom.
Yeah.
Because I think it takes two to tango. So,
I mean, yeah, that you need both.
I know that there are a lot of people out there that just aren't. I'm not going to talk anymore because I don't want to piss anyone off.
No. No, it's just like you can't fathom that. But that doesn't mean that doesn't work for other people, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that just want to be with a top or just want to be a top. And I hope they find each other. But
I think you got to give and you got to take for it to really work.
But I think what it is for a lesbian couple, I couldn't imagine being with someone who was a top.
Well, because I feel like in those situations, in the lesbian relationship, if you are, let's say you're only a top and you're more masculine,
yeah,
you're not comfortable having your body touched, is how I've always viewed it in that way. And so for whatever reason, and vice versa, if you're only a bottom, you're only comfortable with being pleasured and not going the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Because you're not super. I've always thought of it as like a comfortability in your sexuality thing and your body. But yeah.
I would love to converse with, because we don't know anybody who's just a top or just a bottom. So I would love to converse openly because I want to learn.
Yeah. I don't know anyone currently in my life that it is that. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can start a discussion because I want to learn. I want to know.
Yeah.
This person says, you're super nice to service workers.
100%.
You would murder me if I wasn't.
I wouldn't be with somebody who treated anybody
like
poorly.
I'm not a dick, basically.
It's just so unattractive and so mean. Plus, I also worked in the service industry, and I treat people in the service industry with respect and kindness because, well, one, because they deserve it, and two, I understand how hard it is to work in that industry, and I need the partner that I'm with to understand that just like I do. Like, we've had friends that, they're like, oh, I don't know, I only tip 15%, and only if they've done a good job or they've gone above and beyond, and I'm just like so turned off even by their friendship. You've just gone down so many levels in my mind. I think that's bullshit.
Oh, you know what should have pissed me off this week? This is the She says I'm not. No, you didn't say I can't talk about this, but you said I sound like a boomer when I talk about it. Tipping culture is getting insane.
Oh, yes, we did talk about that.
I will tip. I'll always tip. But tipping on coffee or tipping at like 7-Eleven is absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
The other day, this was interesting for me. The other day, I went to Subway, and everyone knows how Subway works. They make your sandwich for you.
Yeah.
But up until that day, I had not ever been asked while checking out, like putting my credit card in, whether or not I want to tip.
Yeah.
And I was slightly taken aback because, it was never done like that before. And now all of a sudden I have to think about it. And I'm like, oh, well, if I'm being asked, then obviously I have to do it.
Yeah.
I was more just frustrated that it didn't used to be that way. Now it is. And then, so then I did. I think I tipped like 20%. And then, but I was kind of like, oh, okay, isn't that, I don't know. You could go all over the place. Like they did make my sandwich, whatever. And then I went to so that was a Subway here in town. And then I like Subway a lot. I went to a different Subway like a few days later, and that wasn't a prompt on the card reader at all.
Yeah.
So I'm now very confused why
it
wouldn't be but it's the same franchise. Wouldn't it be all across the board?
People. So you can license the franchise.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like different owners, but it's still Subway. They're running under the Subway.
So that's not over.
No, it's not like one.
It's not like a blanket. It's not like a blanket law or idea that they put in place for all of Subway. It's based on location.
Yeah, and their prices can also be based on location too.
That also makes sense because I typically just get the same thing, and a couple times I've ordered, and I'm not frugal or stingy with my money. I never look at what anything really costs. Like not to that degree. Like I'm not going to Subway and remembering, okay, that sandwich cost me $9. Now I have to make sure that the next one with the same exact sandwich I order is also going to be $9. If it's a little bit more, I'm like, whatever. I'm not like keeping tabs.
Yeah.
But I did notice this last time that like the sandwich was different price. It was priced differently at two different locations, but we're like in the same area.
Yeah.
So it's still the same town.
It's different owners. But
that's a little frustrating.
I used to always say, like, my friends that didn't like tipping or didn't want to tip, I'm like, then you don't get to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, make your own food. Make your own food.
But like, also like, if you don't want to make your food, you go get fast food.
Or go to
but
McDonald's. But if you're gonna sit down, have someone clean your table for you, pour you more drinks.
But that's what I was saying is,
you.
I used to say, if you don't want to tip, you don't get to go to a restaurant. But now you're going to fast food, and you're still supposed to tip now. So I'm like, I'm thinking like that. I'm confused why we're tipping. I will still tip. I'm going to tip. I'm like,
I think that's a hot take. I think that I side with you. I don't think that we should tip at fast food restaurants.
Because like the point is you're supposed to sit and be served.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're sitting down and having experience.
You're paying someone, you're tipping someone for serving you.
Because that person is doing a lot of work. They're have to come to your table and talk to you and not entertain you, but converse with you and ask you questions and bring you your food and clean up down your table. That makes sense. That person deserves to be tipped because they are giving you service.
Yeah. I don't understand how it's gotten so like, and now we tip everywhere. I'm like, why are we tipping the same for a Starbucks drink as we are for someone who just served me for an hour straight?
Yeah. Well, the dollar amount is different.
The dollar amount is different, but like
you're paying $4, so you're giving them like 50 cents.
I'm still going to tip, just so everyone knows. I'm still tipping. I always tip 20 to 25%. I've just noticed on the machines that percentages are increasing.
Mm-hmm. So it used to be like 15, 20, 25. Now it's 20.
22, 25.
22, 25.
I just didn't know when it happened. I think inflation's gone insane. We need all the prices of everything need to slow the fuck down. It all needs to lower a little bit. And I'm fine increasing minimum wage. And I will always tip my server. But I just feel like, when did this happen? When did this shift happen? Because it used to be like, I want a job where I can get extra tips and stuff. So it was bartender.
It was the last
server.
few years, and people will say it's because of this or it's because of who's in office and I think it's just it's the way the cookie crumbles. It's the way the world works. It's times are changing as we're moving forward.
I think we give way too much credit for who's the president.
I think it's funny that people think that they can just point their finger at one person and say it's all their fault.
It's the
I'm
whole
like, do you
industry.
understand? Have you ever watched House of Cards? No, seriously. If you don't know, if you want to sit here and blame Sleepy Joe for everything, please, or Trump or anyone who's ever been in office, it's hard not to just look at the person that's appointed in front of you and is on our TVs and on the news and say, well, it must be their fault. But go watch House of Cards. It will change your perspective on how the government really works. And it is not what you think. And it does not matter what you think. Yeah. There is stuff going on in office, in the government that you will never know about.
It's like we're all just the president is just the face.
They need a front man. They need a face. They need someone that the public will trust and appreciate or not. They need somebody that's going to create divide. There's just so much. It's so interesting. But when I watched House of Cards, it was so enlightening to me.
Yeah, that shit happens.
And it's a very heavy watch. You really have to be paying attention. Like the dialogue's very heavy and deep. And a lot of stuff will just go over your head because it's all about the government and like lobbying and all that stuff. It's really interesting. Anyways, we went really off.
I've only
off
gone
track
through
there.
2 assumptions.
Okay.
Sorry.
What's the third?
I know I sound like an old age boomer when I talk about tipping. I will always tip your servers. I'm just confused as to how it got from you only tip at a restaurant to you literally tip everywhere you go. And the percentages are getting higher. I just want to know what happened. Why'd that happen? Because I'm confused. I will still always tip. Okay.
She's very concerned that you guys will not.
I don't want people to think I don't tip. I always tip. Because I think you're an asshole if you don't tip. Okay. Skims is our sponsor for today. I normally find bras to be so uncomfortable and constricting that they're the first thing I rip off my body when I get home for the day. But Skims has changed that. You know I love Skims underwear, so I finally had to try their bras, and Skims has delivered again. Skims bras are worth the hype for the amazing shape and support they give, but what I wasn't expecting is how comfortable they are and how much my girlfriend steals them from me. Even the underwire bras, I'm wearing them all day and I barely even notice them. Definitely not the first thing I take off when I get home anymore. And I especially love the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra from Skims. It's literally the best t-shirt bra I have ever owned. I wear it almost every day and I need it in more colors because it's the only bra I wear. The straps are adjustable and the Fits Everybody material is obviously the best for all day comfort. And my girlfriend very much loves the Fits Everybody push-up bra in onyx. So if you guys want to try them out, I highly suggest you do. Shop Skims bras at skims.com. Now available in 62 sizes. It goes from 30A to 46H. That's a lot. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Here's another assumption. I said this to Joy. Let's see what your reaction is. People get headaches around you because you talk so loud.
When I'm having a really bad hangover, it wouldn't just be you, but any noise will trigger my hangover even more. But I think I'm curious how Joy answered this because Joy and you have like the same like level. No. Where you're always on the same level. I'm like pretty much always, if you're watching, I'm like always here.
And we're above.
I might actually go down a little bit. Okay, it's this and this. My range is very small. Joy's and Rachel's is like,
we bounce.
Kind of like a little bit below my lower. And then
you think I go below your below?
Sometimes you can go below my low. No, not below my low.
Yeah.
Not below my low. You're like right above my low.
Exactly.
That's your lowest.
Yeah, my lowest is above your lowest.
That's way better. It's like, yeah. And then
I shoot way
out of the screen is the top.
Okay. I don't quite remember.
But you don't give people headaches. No, you don't give people headaches.
I said,
because you understand when to be quiet if you need to be.
I said, at the beginning of our relationship, I had a very hard time with my volume. But as the years have gone on, I've learned to pick up on the cues of I need to lower my voice. There's a lot of times I'll come in hot and then I go, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I won't even say anything. And I won't even be thinking, oh my gosh, I wish she would have not screamed in my ear just now. But you'll be like, I'm sorry. That was really loud. I'm like, oh, I've gotten used to it a little bit, I guess. No.
Have you gotten used to it or have I gotten better?
I think it's a little bit of both. You're very conscious now. And you've even talked about how you kind of developed that over time just because in your family, you had to be loud or you weren't going to be heard.
Yes. And now
I didn't come from a family like that. So I can be as mousy or quiet as I want.
Yes.
And I always will. Actually, I will always, this is just something is my story. A part of my story is I will always get talked over. And I truly think it's because I don't always have the most boisterous energy or vibe that like captivates people to be like, I want to listen to what she has to say. And that's fine because if everyone was like that, we wouldn't be listening to anybody. We would all be listening
to ourselves.
So you do need the people that are captivating audiences and the people that are going to listen to those people.
Yeah.
And there's a balance of, I guess, a little bit of in between. But for the most part, it's that or the other.
Yeah.
So
I think knowing that about you, because we've talked a lot about how she's like, I kept getting talked over today. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. And like me trying to tune into when that happens to you and be like, oh, babe, what were you saying?
It's very nice. I appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you. I try very hard. But it's made me notice it about myself when I talk over other people. And I've tried really hard not to do that. And that also has to do with my volume. Because sometimes I'm so loud that I'll just end up talking over people or no one will be heard because I'm so loud. So it's been a lot of trying to lower myself. In my videos, I'm going to scream because I have to keep your attention.
Right.
I'm a lot louder and a lot more energetic when I film versus when I'm not.
Yeah, you're putting on a show. You're entertaining, and that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what people want from you. They also like when you're. I'm sure they would argue that they like when you're calm and relaxed and stuff. But for a lot of your videos, it's required to be. They want to watch you be boisterous and loud and entertaining.
My chill version is for in person.
Yeah.
All right. Someone says you're very clean, but you have piles of stuff to quote unquote put away.
Did I write that? Who is that? Is that someone that knows you personally?
This is Broners _. And
Broners _? Yeah. You basically just nailed Rachel's personality.
I'm very clean.
That is so strange that they said that. That's like weird. That's freaking me out.
This is exactly how I function.
That is exact. And that's such a niche, like so specific and so niche. Who even thinks of that? Of all the things you could make assumptions about Rachel about or anybody, you say that. That's insane. And that is so true.
I'm not gross.
No, you're not like,
I'm not dirty.
No, you're not.
I have stuff.
You don't leave nasty stuff laying around or
no.
But it is very much piles of things that in your mind, they are organized.
Yeah, they are.
Because you say, if they're there, I know where they are. And yes, it might not look nice to the eye, but it's organized in your brain enough. And to me, I'm like, that needs to go away. That cannot be in the house like that.
Times where I walk through and I go, I know there's a pile there. I'll get to it.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times. Or I'll be like, baby, what are we doing with this ginormous pile of toys that you were testing the other day?
Like,
oh, yeah.
I got
the other thing is, I feel like there are sometimes I have to say something because you will just get used to that is its spot now. That pile lives there.
That's an ADHD thing, so I've been told, where that's that thing's home now.
Right.
Where it is,
and you no longer
that's where
see
that
it.
Lives. Yes.
It doesn't look like a pile to you. It just is gone.
There's a towel under my window.
I've been looking at that for 4 days. Longer.
That window leaks. So I put a towel there. It lives there now.
It's a red, ugly beach towel that was ripped up by Snoop or Blaze or both. And it's just, it's kind of hanging, draping over the windowsill. And it's just not cute, but it's doing its job, I guess, but it's not raining anymore.
Well, it's going to rain this weekend because I thought about taking it down today.
Okay, so it's been up for 2 weeks because in 2 weeks it will rain again.
Yeah.
So what's the point of taking it down in those 2 weeks? Yeah.
I do what I want in this room. All right. Let's change it up. I assume you're a really good kisser. I should swiftly look at her.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, that person wants to make out with you.
Who doesn't?
Who else would be thinking about that?
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think
They're
about
thinking
that.
about kissing
I
you.
just thought.
Who are you?
I just thought. I'm going to make Abby answer this. I didn't even think about the person behind it.
They're thinking about how you would be a good kisser. They're thinking about your lips.
What would you do if I wasn't? What if I was like a really shitty kisser? Would you have tried to train me, or would you have just not ended up dating me?
Oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. Because it just reminds me of
The shitty
my
kissers?
straight. No, it reminds me of my straight days.
Oh.
One of my first boyfriends was the worst kisser ever. And I thought, this is it? This is how it is? This is what every girl has been waiting for? These kisses? Wow. Okay. It really was built up for no reason. But no, I don't know what I would do.
I think girls are naturally better at kissing than guys.
Also, I genuinely don't know what I would do, because that is, and especially at our age, that would be such a hit to the ego if someone told you that you didn't kiss well and you were in your late 20s, 30s.
I don't think you would say, hey, you suck at kissing. You would be like, hey, you know what I like? And then tell me that, instead of like,
well, we're hoping we're not starting at the base level. Like,
I don't know, maybe if I was like super funny.
What if you didn't even know what you were doing?
I just opened my mouth and didn't do anything.
Again, reminding me of my straight days.
Oh my God. Okay. We'll move on. This person says I can be a bit judgy.
Yeah, my first like thought process was yes, but not in the ways that you would think. You're not judgmental in a petty way, just to
Like
be
how
judgy.
someone looks, or
yeah, but
their occupation is.
You do judge people
On they're a good or bad person.
Yeah, on their morality.
Yeah.
On the way they act in public.
Yeah.
And that's also how you hold yourself to a standard, I think, and as you should, and you hold others to the same standard of. You should act respectable, and you should have a good moral compass. So it's judgy only because a lot of people aren't that way, and that's not your fucking problem.
But I'm also not gonna I try not to make people feel bad.
No, it's more just you and I talking about it later. It's
yes.
like we can judge each other all we want together. We're not making that person feel judged.
We get in bed at night. We debrief.
Oh yeah, I love that. Those are my favorites. Those people, when you're judging people, they would never know that you're judging them.
No.
You and I would just talk later and be like, oh my God, can you fucking believe that person? I
love those conversations. This person says you're intimidating in real life.
No.
I think I'm the least intimidating person. I've been told that people were really intimidated when they like friends in high school and stuff said I was very intimidating, and they didn't want to be friends with me because I thought I was mean or a bitch or something.
The only people you could really ask that to are like our friends that have met you who weren't already like some sort of fan,
Well, Joy didn't think I was intimidating in the slightest. She didn't know who I was.
Yeah. So people that I might say that someone who knows who you are and been watching all your videos might feel intimidated by you because of them.
Yeah.
Not because of anything you're doing or how you're acting.
I think I'm really nice to meet. I think I'm very, very nice.
I wouldn't say you're intimidating.
I might not be super conversational. What is the word? Conversive?
Yeah. You might not be as conversational.
I might be as chatty as you might think I would be, but when I first meet people, I kind of take more of the silent approach to get your sense of humor so I can crack jokes the way you'd like them. But I'm nice.
Yeah, I think whatever intimidation factor someone might say, oh, they seem very intimidating, is sort of like a projection.
Yeah.
They're feeling intimidated because of their own stuff, not because of anything you're doing.
Yeah. We're almost out of time, so I'm going to skip to the good ones. Someone says, you're the dom in the relationship. I don't know what people mean by that. Does that mean they think I'm the top, or I'm like...
well, dom is just short for dominant.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first thing I thought was like you're a top.
But It's actually
And no, I
we're
wouldn't say
switches.
that you're not dominant in the relationship. I don't know if
Emotionally, I'm not dominant either. And
yeah, no.
no, we have a balance.
Also, the word dom is like dumb to me.
It is.
It's weird.
Okay.
It sounds like BDSM me to me.
Here are the. It is. It does.
Dom.
It's dominatrix. That's
Yeah,
why.
I don't know. It's just not for me. Okay.
Yeah. We're getting to the ones that are most likely insults.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I assume you pick off scabs.
These are going to really catch me off guard because they're just so out of pocket. That assumption would be correct. Do you know how many times I have to tell Rachel to stop picking her face or picking something off of her body? One, really just because I don't want it to scar. But also like picking things is kind of gross. I'll be honest.
What a fucking insult. That's also.
But it's
You look
so
like you pick your scabs.
and you're just like, it's like you're like in the corner just like fucking picking your scab like a gross human being by yourself. And you're like, that person's weird. That person's gross.
Oh, God.
No, you don't. It's not that
I do.
dramatic, but
I do pick my scabs.
yeah, don't pick your scabs, guys.
Sorry.
It's gross and it leaves scars. Just find something else to do. Get a fidget spinner.
Okay, here's another one. You look like someone who does or used to use bar soap on your face.
Oh my God, that's like something a frat boy would do. Like a man that does not know how to wash his body uses bar soap on his face.
Oh my God. That one got me. You used to wash your face with a bar soap. That was
I don't know.
so
Did
fucking
you
good.
used to?
No, I never did that.
I'll be honest. I probably did in like high school. I don't know. I didn't have a skincare routine.
I had like morning glow, clean and clear.
Yeah, or like I had the Sea Breeze makeup. Let's just makeup. It's like a makeup remover. No, it's not a makeup remover. It's a face cleanser.
Okay.
But it's not when you're in the shower. So I would have just used whatever I could find.
I think I just rinsed my face in the shower.
Yeah,
I still do.
Bar soap. Oh, okay.
I got this one. You definitely eat onions like they're apples.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's so fucked up.
No, that would be Northwest. Have you seen those videos of her?
No.
She is a psycho. Love her, but she's a fucking psycho.
She just eats onions like they're apples?
Yes.
Oh my God. She's going to.
There's a video of her
She's
doing it
gonna
online.
shock us all one day with something big.
So I saw her do that. And then when I was younger, my best friend growing up, her youngest sister would eat onions like apples. And I thought it was the weirdest thing. Like that is a weird personality trait.
That is strange. And that is an insult.
I don't know if you're doing that for attention. It better be. It better be that you're doing it for attention. Because if you actually like the flavor of a raw, and you know how raw onion, it's so strong.
I could never.
It's raw onions are spicy.
I wouldn't be
They
able to
burn.
go near you for a week.
It's so nasty.
All right.
So no, you do not do that. I don't think we would be together.
I got it. No, we would not. If I smelled like onions all the time,
It's disgusting.
no, we would not.
Oh, my dad used to work with this guy who would just eat raw garlic all day long at work.
That is foul.
Isn't that disgusting? I
That's
couldn't believe that when he
gross.
told me that. And he had to work with him, and he said he just smelled all the time.
That is so
Like what?
gross. He had to be single.
100%. He was single,
Him and he
and
probably didn't
he
brush
will
his teeth in the
stay
morning.
single if he keeps doing
Yeah.
that. Because no woman's gonna fuck somebody who just.
Why do people
smells like
wonder?
garlic
I
all
think
the
there's a
time.
lot of people that wonder why they're single. And I'm like, you don't know?
Oh, that's so sad. If you're really wondering, you don't
Yeah.
know.
But there are some people that I'm like, I don't know why you're single either because you're perfect.
I know who you're thinking of.
I know. Okay. You smell like pine, like a candle. I don't smell like pine.
No, but I like the smell of pine. I wouldn't mind if it's kind of would also remind me of Christmas.
Yeah. I should wear pine during Christmas season. All right. Last
I don't
one.
think that that's supposed to be an insult.
I know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It was a weird
Yeah.
assumption. All right. Here's the last one. You pick your piercing crusts and sniff them. I don't have piercing crusts.
That is gross. Whoever wrote that, I don't like you.
So
I'm not even answering that.
I don't have piercing crusts.
You probably do that, and that how would you even have thought of that?
It's so funny to me.
That's so. I hate stuff like that.
Oh, I know you hate gross things.
Ugh.
All right, guys. That's it. I had fun.
I had fun too.
That was a good one.
I think little dog had fun napping on my,
Yeah.
my lap the whole time.
She's like, I'm never in this room because it stinks like boys.
Yes.
All right, guys, I love you. Please follow, please like, please subscribe, please comment below. I need your question of the day, your question of the week. Please put that down below.
And
Also,
if you have any questions for me,
please ask Abigail some questions. Maybe
I
I'll
might be
bring
on
her
again in a few months. Or next week. You never know.
I could just have you in for the question
It just
of the
depends
day.
on how much you guys want me.
Yeah. I like her. I hope you do too. You better all get you.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!